one thing, it's going to come to us all. And so if we can plan for the future, and if I was planning my funeral, at least I know that my children, they haven't got to worry at the time. I've planned it, I've wrote it down, and they just need to carry out my wishes. So really it's just bringing up a conversation, and just, even if we can just tell them, you know, I want to be buried, or I want to be cremated, or I have a preference of a funeral director, or I know I want to go to my local crematorium. Even those really small pieces of information is going to really relieve a lot of pressure from them when the time comes. So you don't need to go into a lot of detail. I mean, it's great if you do, but you don't need to. But any little key piece of information is going to help your family at a time of need. I haven't planned my own funeral. I know the basics, but I don't know what music I want. I think it's something you actually do need to sit down and really think about it and take some time over. It's not something that I've finished yet, but I've definitely done my basic wishes. So if anything were to happen to me now, you know, my family know that I want to be cremated, what funeral director I'd like them to use, and what crematorium they'd like me to go to. You need to start thinking about, do I want to be buried or cremated? Do I have a cemetery or crematorium in mind? Do I want to have a environmentally friendly funeral, or maybe a more traditional funeral? With burials, there's lots of choices, from a traditional burial in a churchyard or a municipal cemetery, or we have vault burials, we have woodland burials, which are becoming increasingly popular now, and then we have cremations. The difference between a cremation and a direct cremation: a cremation, you would have a funeral procession usually, and then maybe a funeral service. With a direct cremation, usually they would be unattended, so no one would attend the funeral service, although some crematoriums do offer a small intimate service where you can attend. So what's really important is to know, when you're deciding what cemetery you might want to go to, what sort of memorial do you have in mind? Because once you're buried, it's obviously too late. To ensure your funeral is a celebration of your life, you should communicate your wishes and document them in as much detail as you can. If you'd like the congregation to wear a particular colour, if you would like eulogies to be read, or if you'd like particular flowers at your funeral. I've seen many different ways people personalise their funerals. I've seen coffins on the back of double-decker buses, or in JCBs, or motorbike enthusiasts with a coffin in the sidecar. Funerals can really be personalised in any way you want to fit the personality of your loved one. A funeral can cost anywhere from around £1,000 for an unattended direct cremation, going up to tens of thousands of pounds for a mausoleum, burial or vault space. And it really depends on the family's choice, the budget that they've got to work with, and again the area of where they are in the country. So you don't always need a funeral director, you can arrange a funeral yourself. However, there is a lot of considerations when doing so. So one, you are responsible for making all the payments, you're responsible for making sure all the statutory documents are complete and at the relevant authorities in time for the funeral. You also have to source a coffin, you have to source transportation, embalming. So there's a lot of factors to think about when you're going to arrange a funeral yourself. What you pay for with the funeral director services, they take care of all of that, which obviously takes a lot of pressure off the family. But certainly you can do it, but in my career I've probably seen a handful of people do that just because of the complexities of it.